Imagine your world if Resident Evil 2 was erased from history. No dual campaigns between Leon and Claire, no lickers crawling across ceilings, or Mr. X showing up like an unskippable YouTube ad. And with that gap left wide open, another game steps in to redefine what survival horror even means. Take away Resident Evil 2, and you don't just lose a sequel, you change survival horror as we know it. And in this video, we're going to explore what our world would be like if the original Resident Evil 2 was never released. So let's rewind to 1998 and look at two massive pieces of gaming history that vanish when Resident Evil 2 never hits the shelf. Resident Evil 2 didn't just give you two characters, it gave you two versions of the same nightmare. You were given two discs, which put the story in your hands where you can choose to either play as Leon first and you're clearing the way for Claire, or play as Claire first and Leon's story shifts around her choices. Well, some of them. They referred to this as the Zapping System, and it took replayability to another level. Because beating the game once wasn't enough, you had to see how the other side survived. Plus, because it was on two discs, you could let a friend borrow one of them and they can play like half of the game. Oh, but you better hope they bring it back. Oh yeah! That single design choice changed so many future titles. Inside the franchise, that blueprint evolved into Resident Evil 5's partner system between Chris and Java! We're partners, you know? And Resident Evil 6, which had full-on co-op experiences where partnership wasn't an option anymore. It was the point in, wait a minute, let's just focus on part 5. Forget about that sixth part there. Come on, you know what I mean. And outside of Capcom, you can still feel that same pulse in The Last of Us. Two connected survivors, one emotional threat told from both sides. The first one, not the second one, because I just can't bring myself to complete that game. That's the Resident Evil 2 legacy, showing the world that sometimes the scariest thing isn't being alone, it's realizing someone else is counting on you. Ooh, that actually makes it a little worse. Without Resident Evil 2, sequels don't learn that lesson. Replay becomes a bonus feature, like a new game plus, and not a second perspective. Alright! Choices were fun, but the thing waiting for us in the next section does not care about fun at all. Not one bit. We cannot forget our original lethal pursuer, Mr. X! The one without the fedora. Before he became meme material, he was the reason every hallway in Resident Evil 2 felt uneasy, like any wall you walk past could be broken through. Ooh, his footsteps were terrifying. That sound alone rewired how players handled fear. He was horror's turning point. The first time the game didn't just wait for you to mess up, it hunted you down and led to an incredible scene with Ada later in the game. I thought it was incredible anyway. And once Capcom saw what that did to people, they never looked back. Without Mr. X, there's no... Oh, this one's painful for me to even think about. Nemesis. No Nemi kicking down doors in Resident Evil 3. No towering Lady D elegantly stalking you through her castle. And I have a feeling, just a feeling, Alien Isolation Xenomorph never learns how to track your every move and becomes another first-person shooter. Boring! Mr. X wasn't just the original test subject for the Nemesis project, he was the test subject for some of our favorite games. Now this next part, there's no denying it, it's gonna hurt, because we don't just lose game mechanics here, we lose people. People we really care about. Oh yeah, this one's gonna sting just a little. Erasing Leon Kennedy from history. Oh my gosh, can you even imagine? Before Resident Evil 2 became what we know today, Capcom almost released a totally different version. Fans now call it Resident Evil 1.5. It starred a generic-looking rookie cop named Leon and a new character named Elza Walker, a motorbike racer caught all up in the zombie chaos. The problem? It did not have heart. Not at all. Capcom scrapped the whole thing because it felt like it wasn't meeting their high standards. Ooh. But here's the thing, if Resident Evil 2, as we know it, never existed, they probably would have gone back to the drawing board and did what Capcom always did back then. Reuse and remix. I mean, just look at Mega Man, look at Street Fighter, and even Final Fight. Sequels built on familiar faces, not brand new ones. So, odds are, stick with me here, we'd get Leon in name only, a clean-cut cop prototype, and because having a male and female protagonist worked before, I'm just thinking they would bring back Jill Valentine. She would have been pulled back in as the lead. A safe sequel, 2 trained professionals and a master of unlocking, no emotional anchor, and no real sense of discovery. Woo, wow! Ooh, man, imagine that. And that means there was likely no room for Ada Wong. And here's what we lose in the franchise without her. We get no spy subplot that connects Resident Evil 2, 4, and 6. This whole entire Shadow Network thing vanishes. No emotional tension or unspoken romance between Leon and Ada. I mean, really, what was going on there? You was wondering, right? Leon becomes all mission and no mystery. No secret tie-ins to Wesker's plans or the organization. Less world building and conspiracy in the series. Without her influence, Resident Evil 4's tone changes. Oh no! Oh, and speaking of Resident Evil 4, how different would it be in this alternate timeline? No over-the-shoulder perspective. The camera system that redefined modern third-person games never happens, and the whole franchise becomes redundant and stale. Tank controls for the win! So get ready for this chain reaction now. No Resident Evil 4? What's that gonna lead to? That means no Gears of War or Dead Space. Modern cinematic action era, it looks completely different now. No Ashley dynamic, the protect someone while surviving mechanic that we got to experience long before The Last of Us with Joel and Ellie. And it doesn't stop there, we get no Leon personality evolution. His wit, the confidence, and the meme-worthy charm, it all vanishes. Which breaks my heart to say that we'd also lose the epic scene of, where's everyone going? Bingo? Oh, that means the internet just got a lot less funny. Wah wah. And while that sounds rough, at least there was a chance of Leon existing in some kind of form, right? Claire goes away completely, uh-oh. And here's what it would be like if we erased Claire Redfield. You get no Code Veronica. That's right, that awesome intro where she drops the gun, the game that deepened the Resident Evil lore and gave us the true continuation of the mansion incident. This erases the reason I was drawn to the game, which was the return of Albert Wesker. Oh, Wesker! Oh yeah, and Chris returned too, but I'm sorry, I love the villains. No Redfield family connection. Chris loses his motivation and emotional grounding. He's just becoming another soldier at this point instead of a brother trying to make things right. No introduction of new supporting characters like Steve Burnside. Though, you know, some people may be happy, but if you're Team Steve out there, you can't even comprehend this. No Claire in Resident Evil Revelations 2. And just in general, without her, the series loses some heart. So, with Leon gone, or becoming just some generic action star at best, right? And Claire crumbled up and thrown in the trash like a bad idea, and the story of this game becoming some kind of forgettable generic sequel plot, there's gotta be a game that swoops in and fills this gap. Some games gotta come in and wear that crown that Resident Evil 2 held for so long, and that game is... Silent Hill. Oh man, Silent Hill takes over and gaming history is never the same. But before we get there, let me catch you up in case you don't know what the first Silent Hill was. This game followed Harry Mason, a father searching for his missing daughter in a fog-covered town that felt empty and, at the same time, it was brewing with your worst nightmares. How does it do that? Instead of being action-packed with fighting monsters to survive, you were unraveling trauma, guilt, and the idea that maybe the real horror wasn't what you saw, but what you remembered. Ooh. Oh, that game is creepy. So now Silent Hill becomes a new gold standard for survival horror, and that ripple hits everything. Games that once took cues from Resident Evil 2's pacing, inventory tension, and intertwining character dynamics now pull from Silent Hill's slow burn instead. The Last of Us leans even harder into emotional storytelling. Maybe Joel's past somehow ties in with Ellie's childhood? I don't know. Dead Space trades its action for dread, swapping plasma cutters for puzzle solving and psychological breakdowns. And just sometimes, you know, you need a mental day, right? And survival horror itself changes from a scream to a creepy whisper. That influence doesn't stop there, though. It loops all the way back around and reshapes Silent Hill's own future. Without Capcom pushing horror toward gunplay and over-the-shoulder action, Silent Hill 2 goes even deeper into its own madness. Slower, quieter, and more disturbing. I imagine Pyramid Head, he would still exist. His meaning is way too important to the story to lose. But instead of those brutal cinematic encounters, he becomes something more psychological. He'd appear less often, maybe as like a haunting presence, a hallucination, or a reflection, instead of an enemy that you get to fight. You'd feel him before you ever see him. Distant chains dragging, heavy breathing behind a wall, which is comical because like he's also in a giant pyramid. A shadow that almost looks real. This might actually be a better version of our favorite pointy villain, I don't know. But if he didn't become the blueprint for the stalker enemy, because again, Mr. X is gone, someone else might have cut in line. There's one other franchise that could have stepped back into the spotlight, Clock Tower. It already had one thing every horror game ended up copying, the stalker mechanic. Unlike Mr. X, with Scissor Man, you didn't get to fight back. You hid, you ran, you survived by being smart, not strong. Clock Tower could have become the indie-style answer to Silent Hill's psychological horror, a quiet, relentless nightmare that stayed true to pure survival. But back in Silent Hill, the ripples don't stop at gaming. It replaces the Resident Evil movies entirely, trading gunfire and Umbrella Labs for something more like, Insidious or Hereditary. Less zombie outbreak, more supernatural mental meltdown. Whoa, 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 could we handle it? So, while all the what-ifs are so fun to imagine, and this alternate timeline, it opened the door to so many other possibilities. Now I have to step back into our reality, and when I do, I have to say, thank goodness Resident Evil 2 actually existed! Because of this game, we got to experience moments we'll never forget. Leon and Claire crossing paths for the first time in Raccoon City, meeting Robert Kendo, the little weapon shop owner that could, and the Kendo Cut mod that exists because of it. Exploring the giant maze-like, never-ending Raccoon City Police Department. The panic of a licker crawling across the ceiling above you. Rebecca's random basketball photo sitting in Wesker's desk for reasons we will never understand. The giant alligator fight, yeah, that's just awesome! Ada and Leon's do they like each other or what relationship that somehow still has us guessing. Saving Sherry Birkin from all that family drama that even CPS wouldn't touch. William Birkin, the only man whose shoulder could ever get an eye exam. The Resident Evil 2 remake, the moment Mr. X became a fashion statement. Zombie Brad, Hunk, Tofu, and that unforgettable relief of escaping the nightmare only to realize it was so far from over. It was an ambitious sequel and became a massive part of the foundation for what Resident Evil became today. If Resident Evil 2 taught us anything, it's that one small change can ripple through the entire world, and the impact of this game matters. So whether you're making something, playing something, I don't know, trying to survive your own apocalyptic world out there, remember this. Someone is counting on you for survival, and you matter. So please keep pushing forward and keep on gaming until the very last laugh. Alright, you survived this timeline, so unless you're going to bingo, hit the next video and let's destroy another piece of gaming history together. Yeah!